Okay, you'll have to forgive my appearance. It's been snowing for several days here in West Texas, and I've been all but snowed in. But I got woken up when a package was delivered. And if you remember anything, I don't have any record stores really besides Target and Walmart and the occasional antique mall. So I have to order a fair amount of things from the internet. And that's where I found this. And I used to have it when I was 22 years old back in 1992. And I found it on eBay. I know, color me guilty, but it was an affordable deal. So I wanted to pick it up because this was a favorite of mine. So let's go ahead and open it up. And what this was I was a huge Guns N' Roses fan back in the day. Guns N' Roses was my favorite band when they came out. And I, of course, followed them through my record store years. And that's how we got to what I ordered. So what did I get? Okay, so they took it apart, but let me show you. This is what I got. Izzy Stradlin. This is a 12-inch limited edition single for the song Pressure Drop from his solo album after he left Guns N' Roses. And as you can see there, it's got Pressure Drop, Benefix, Came Unglued, and Can't Hear 'Em. How about that? Oh, this is so cool. I haven't had any new Izzy vinyl for a minute. He's really put out most of his work on CD. And then this is the 12-inch. Look at that. I wish I knew the story behind all this imagery that he picked for that first album. But as you can see, there's the song, so there's the back of it. And then there is the front of it. And we'll go into the specifics about the tracks that are on this 12-inch and why I ordered this 12-inch. But yeah, it just came, so we're going to put it in the ultrasonic, give it old clean, rebag it, and then listen to it, and we'll come back and talk about it. You know, one thing I wanted to point out about this 12-inch is that this is in 45 RPM. So a 45 RPM 12-inch for Izzy Stradlin. And I can tell you it definitely adds to the quality level of this audio recording. In fact, I was really surprised when I dropped that needle and had it on 33 and was like, whoa, 45? Yep, 45 RPM. And there aren't a lot of 45 RPM 12-inch singles for Izzy Stradlin. So this is another reason I wanted to pick this up. And just keep that in mind when you drop that needle on this picture disc. Okay, so I risked my life and took a shower. So you get the hat because my hair is a hot mess after 4 days. So I went and cleaned the record, and I just wanted to recap real quick that this was a record I've been looking for a minute. I'm a huge fan of Izzy Stradlin when he left Guns N' Roses, probably at the right time to get out for his own sanity. Now, Izzy at the time had been writing the majority of the songs for Guns N' Roses. Many people really considered him the Keith Richards of the group. And I agree. I got to see the 92 tour for this album and actually won a record flat autographed by the entire band that I stupidly sold many years later for not very much money, which goes to show you where my head was. But I did hold on to a couple of CDs that I have. I've been looking for the vinyl to the Ju Ju Hounds album, but I'll put a little picture up here. It's going for crazy money, and there aren't any even on the US market. They're all overseas and going for crazy money, as are a lot of the Ju Ju Hound stuff. Now, you can get it on CD rather affordably. I have put it on a reel-to-reel, but I'm still on the lookout to stumble across a vinyl version of his debut solo album. Now, Izzy has put out a lot of music on his own. He's no longer signed to a major label, although he is distributed from time to time by major labels. But he's really outdone himself with his musical output. Compared to Guns N' Roses in general, he has put out a lot of music. And on many occasions, members of Guns N' Roses, mainly Duff, have played with him. There's a lot to talk about Izzy, and I'm going to do a longer version on Izzy in the future, but I just wanted to show you a few things that I held on to. Now, one of the things that I held on to was this CD, Izzy Stradlin and the Ju Ju Hounds Live. Now, this was a import. This was a Japanese import. I no longer have the jewel case because, as you know, in the 90s, many of us put them in those flip wallets, and that's what happened to the jewel cases. I have no idea. I've moved so many times, well over 15 times at this point in my life. But the fact that I held onto it was really good. And this is a really, really great live album. Has quite a few tracks on it. Bucket of Trouble, Cutting the Rug, um, Jivin' Sister Fanny, Time Gone By, and Highway 49. So some of these tracks, which were not on the full length album by the Ju Ju Hounds. That's why I wanted to pick up this 12-inch for Pressure Drop. This was a bootleg, Guns Without Roses, Live 92. I couldn't find anything online other than a generic picture sleeve for it. I want to say when I bought this, it had a photograph of them, but I couldn't find one. So I do have those two. And then I had taken a bunch of his rare tracks back in the day and burned them to a CDR. I called it Stradlin on Rarities. And this has a lot of live tracks and B-sides that I burned onto a CD-ROM, if that interests any of you. But we're really here to talk about this. This was the Pressure Drop 12-inch picture disc that I got recently. I cleaned it on the ultrasonic and gave it old play, and surprisingly, the acoustics are really good. Now, while I wouldn't put it on a UHQR level, nor a MoFi level, nor a vinyl file or Rhino High Fidelity level, it is really good for a picture disc in 1992 when, as you know, vinyl was very rare and not commonly pressed. So yeah, I went and got this. Now, the thing about this album is Pressure Drop is on the Ju Ju Hounds debut. But what wasn't on the debut were the other tracks that you can find on this 12-inch single. Benefix, B-E-E-N, Benefix is on here. It's the second track on side A. And then on side B, you've got Came Unglued and Can't Hear 'Em. Both, actually all three, which are on these other versions that I put on CD. So he did them live. He did Came Unglued, Can't Hear 'Em, Benefix live, and Pressure Drop, of course, which is fantastic and features Ja T and Mikey Dread. So he was really leaning into the reggae aspect. And if you listen or watch any of the videos on Izzy, you'll know much like Keith Richards, he was really into reggae, which wasn't surprising, I think, being a rhythm guitarist. So I gave it a play. It really sounds great. I'm really so happy I got this. I'm probably more excited than you guys that I got this, but I'm a huge Izzy Stradlin fan. I wish I still had that signed record flat. That was one of the stupidest things I ever sold in my life. And I've sold a lot of things I shouldn't have sold. Signed Alice in Chains stuff, signed GunsNRoses stuff, signed Metallica stuff. I don't know what I was thinking. But if you're an artist like myself, you commonly always need money and anything to keep going. So yeah, Izzy Stradlin Pressure Drop. You can find this very affordably. I got it for, I'm ashamed to say, $10. But you can find it for very close to that all over the internet. I think the most expensive one that I found was $20. So an affordable 12-inch. If you're a GunsNRoses Izzy Stradlin fan, add this to it. This band had Rick Richards. It had Jimmy Ashhurst on it. It had Nicky Hopkins. So yeah, it's a really Charlie Chelo Quintana on drums. So some really solid players. I think you'll like it if you're a GunsNRoses fan and an Izzy Stradlin fan. Do yourself a favor and pick this one up. Well, that's just a short recap on Izzy Stradlin today. Now that I've started to venture outside, I've been taking care of the horse, which was a trial and an error. Nearly lost my life twice by getting kicked by a spooked horse in this cold. So thank you for everybody who reached out to make sure I was okay in this snowstorm here in West Texas. It's not an area used to seeing snow. Thank you very much. Check out my other recent videos I made during this sabbatical here in the weekend. Give them a lot of love. And, I pushed some buttons. A lot of people gave me some angry emails, and I plan to recap those. But thank you for visiting the AV room in this short video, and we will see you soon again. Like and subscribe, leave me comments, all the usual stuff. And I will see you next time here in my AV room, our AV room. I'm going to start saying that. This is our AV room because I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and we will see you soon next time.